going right back into it. We're going to talk about financing here in a second, but Brett, you said that you're really good with rapping, right? Is that what you said?
You know, I was off on my own show here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I turned it down to be a realtor.
Wow. Okay. How much were you offered, man?
Like $5.
Yeah. What did you do, man, when you were a kid? Did you have, like, what do you do in the fields like that? I mean, like out there in the, if you want to call it the woods, like, is there something that you specifically do out there?
I mean,
Nothing.
nothing, man. I mean, fish, hunt. I wasn't into hunting. I did a little bit of fishing, but I played in a rock.
You're a cheesehead, right?
Yeah.
With,
my dad's a cheesemaker. My grandfather was a cheesemaker. My uncle's a cheesemaker. My great uncle's a cheesemaker. My great grandfather was a cheesemaker.
All right, we got Robin on line 1. Robin Hood.
Oh, nice. I'm doing excellent. How's everything going with you? Well, I can't answer that question because I don't play the Robinhood app. This is not a financial show, so I can't do that. So, hey,
first off, what is that?
Robinhood?
Robinhood,
Yeah.
it's...
Go ahead, explain.
It's an...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I got a Robinhood app, and you can basically buy all type of stocks right there and then. You know, it's a great app. However, you know, it's really up to you on which app you want to. Which stock you want to pick and choose. But again, I'm not a financial expert or anything like that. I mean, it's just like gambling. You know, I live in Vegas, so I like to gamble. So that's what I'm gambling my money on, and it's just certain things. Like, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I did the airline stocks, and that really worked out for me. But again, I'm not a financial guy, so I can't really help you out on that.
Right.
But again, I mean, you want to explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as me, I do quite a bit of trading. To me, what I've been big on lately are companies that are similar to Tesla. One of them's Nikola, and the other one's Workhorse.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah. BYZN. What company? No, I haven't. Send a message about it. I'm always interested in learning about it.
No, I want to know that. My thing is real estate, and that's where all my money goes. And if I'm going to gamble, that's where I'm comfortable, and that's where I'm dumping all the money in, because that's what I know for the past 10 years, and that's what I've bred on. So that's my game. Okay? You know what's crazy? The market is so crazy right now. It's exploding. I mean, we talked about refinancing. Refinancing had exploded, but also if you go and check, like, you know, the news and kind of research to see what's going on, housing has really skyrocketed. And the reason why it's skyrocketed is because the interest rates are really low. Just like today, I took out, you know, my buyers, and they were only at 350. And literally the homes that we were looking at, there were people like lined out looking at these homes because of the interest rates. I mean, at, you know, $350,000, a 4-bedroom with a pool. I mean, payments on something like that is a lot cheaper than actually getting a rental for something like that. And that's the reason why people are just coming out of the woodworks. And a lot of our buyers that are coming out are pretty much all out of state. And I think one of the problems is that they're comparing what they can buy out there in their state versus here, and they realize you can get so much more. So those are the things that are really helping out this market. However, I don't know how long this is going to last for. I mean, obviously we've got the coronavirus going on, then also we got the election coming around the corner. So, I mean, exactly. And you can't really predict what's going on, even though the numbers are there, because they could always swing left or right. You just never know. And if I had a crystal ball, I wouldn't be here having this conversation. I'd probably be in Hawaii with a margarita, you know, laying around with all my money. You know what I mean?
And it would be all
big fan man of money.
I would have like a couple girls like fanning me like $1,000 bills. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Something, I don't know.
I love it.
And I have like some like buff dude with a G-string serving my my wife.
Oh wow!
Like, here you go. Here's a margarita. Thank you. Move on, sir. Next.
That's the life, man. Hey, real quick, what was your name? Is it Farge?
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't get that right, so my apologies. Thanks for calling into the show. Okay.
All right, you have a blessed day.
Have a good rest of your day.
Hey, I want to go into this financing really quickly, okay? And this is important because a lot of people are financing. How do you know, right, if I should refinance my home? Because sometimes you could be into a mortgage for 8 years, right? And do you want to restart that 30 years? Like, What is that barometer, or how do I know maybe now's the time to refinance?
Well, I think it starts off with what's your financial situation, and obviously in this market where we're at now post COVID, there's a lot of maybe heightened restrictions on getting financing, but that doesn't mean you're just eliminated. A lot of it, people are thinking, well, a lot of news came out stating it's harder to get a loan. It's not really any harder. It's just there's more. It's more work, but it's more restrictions slightly. But it's not like you can't still get a loan. And I think everybody's like, well, I don't know. Now you got to look at the rates that you currently have on your house. Yeah. And I always say, it's good to look if you're, if you have a high loan amount, it has a huge impact, right? So if you're at $500,000 and you're trying to do a refinance, that might have a bigger impact, obviously, than something at like $200,000. Gotcha. So the difference in rate makes a bigger difference in your payment. So if you're looking at it from a standpoint, if you're saying, well, should I think about refinancing my home and go out and take a look at it? I would say, if you're sitting about a point higher, in what current rates are doing, maybe take a look at it,
Okay, so let's break this down. Brett, what is your mortgage right now?
$1,600.
What is your rate? And how long have you been into this loan?
My rate's it's kind of high.
How come you haven't refinanced?
I need to.
Okay, so what is your rate right now?
3.7.
Okay, and roughly, when was the last deal you closed on a refinance?
Well, so it depends. We can definitely help, but somebody that's got a 740 or higher credit score, that's top tier. Okay. And as you get higher, there's other compensating factors. So that's not the only thing. But when you talk about a conventional loan, depending on your loan size, it's credit score driven.
Okay, so let's break this down. You're at 3.7, and let's just say top tier, you can get 3.25%, half a point. How long have you been in your loan right now?
4 years.
Oh man, you're just getting started. So now the question is, based upon his situation,
yes.
Right, let's do the math. Is it even worth it? And how much money is he really going to save?
Potentially, because what if he has mortgage insurance and he has enough equity 4 years into it and he can remove that insurance?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. And it also depends on the type of loan that you have. Yeah. And that's the same thing that I did, because when I did my first loan, it was an FHA. I was at 4.2% or something, and I thought I was a rock star when I landed at 4.2. Oh, yeah. But then what happened was I gained so much equity, market dropped, and I refinanced at 3.2. I got rid of that mortgage insurance premium, rolled it over to a conventional, because now it's going to be a rental property. So I think I went from like $1,300 or $1,400 down to like $930 a month, and that made sense at that time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too are looking to maybe do a long-term thing, right? 15-year. I got a couple people that do a 15-year refinance, and the payment does jump up. But they're looking at it going, well, look,
but the rates are lower, right?
Rates are so low, and it's like, hey, is this your end home? They always say, is this like your final home? Is this your retirement home? If it is, a lot of people are looking at that, potentially trying to refinance, and then also they're even buying down the rate. We get into this a lot. People are always like, well, rate. You know what? Sometimes you can buy the rate down, even putting into it more money. Like, let's say you use the equity in your property, you can even buy the rate down even further. And a lot of people are looking at it like, well, wow, I use the equity. It's not money coming out of my bank. Look, you're still paying for it, but at the end of the day, you're using the equity and you're reducing your payment. You're repositioning. You always say it's pivoting, right? Yeah. You're pivoting to what's happening in the market.
Right. And talking about buying down the rates, I just looked at a lending estimate the other day, and my client was so focus-driven on interest rate. So I'm looking at the lending estimate. He's paying about $4,000, and he's getting a 3.2%. But I'm explaining to him that you might want to shop around, because you can still probably get 3.2% without even buying down. So he's spending that extra $4,000. And that's why I always say, hey, you probably want to get that lending estimate and also speak to a second lender and compare apples to apples. The problem that I see with lenders is that they know that the consumers out there are really rate-driven focused. And what they do is sometimes they get them the rate that they want, even though they're not currently locked into that rate. But you take a look at the total fees are a lot more money.
You're 100% right. I mean, look, I get people that come in all the time and they present something and they don't even know that they have a $2,000, $3,000 origination fee. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm paying this? Yeah, you're paying this. So, look, it's not the glamorous part of getting into a house. A lot of people, when they finally get into a home and they start making that payment, you're saving $200, $300, $400, $500 on your payment. It really starts to make a difference, especially in today's world. You got a lot of people out there probably on a fixed income, especially with COVID going on and everything that's happening. That money might help you go a little bit further and maybe put a little bit away.
If you guys have any questions and want to call live into the studio, dial 702-257-5396. Again, that number is 702 257-5396.
So what are you guys seeing out there right now with buyers? I mean, we talked about, you know, a lot of this about the last couple of weeks about buyers going out in the market, and is there really any restrictions that you see, especially with COVID? Obviously, everybody needs to wear masks with what's going on. You know, here in Nevada, Las Vegas, we just got law that everybody has to wear masks.
Started Thursday.
Right? Started Thursday, so that's a big deal.
So why are we not wearing a mask right now?
Well, it's because we all know each other, and no, I don't know. I don't know. I checked my temperature. We got it.